Thank you, and good afternoon. Go ahead. Good afternoon. I love it. I feel like there's an excitement in the air, a little bit like it is on Convocation morning. It's a great feeling in this room today. This afternoon, we are here to honor all of our faculty and staff members who are truly the heart and soul of our school. This gathering is a celebration of all of you and a reflection of our community and our values. You represent our school at its very best. Today, we will also acknowledge some important milestones and contributions of our faculty and staff who have served Harpeth Hall for the past 10 to 30 years. And we will also give 3 teaching awards that recognize excellence in our faculty. Those taking part in our celebration this afternoon include Mrs. Jane Berry Jocks, Harpeth Hall, class of 1972, and chair of the Board of Trustees, as well as senior speaker Kate Pittman from the class of 2019, Ms. O'Brien, and Ms. Lemon. It is my distinct pleasure at this time to invite Kate to the podium. Thank you.
As some of you know, here at Harpeth Hall, each 8th grade girl is asked to give a speech to her fellow middle school peers, discussing a story which develops the prompt, "In this I believe." At age 14, I spoke on my beliefs in the power of perseverance, a trait I then thought was the most vital thing to believe in. Although I still think having perseverance is necessary, I've come to change my perspective at age 18 and found that every power we believe in, whether that be confidence, curiosity, integrity, among numerous others, are taught to us by the most important people there are to believe in. That's why today I'm saying hello and welcome to the faculty and staff, parents, students, and alumni. My name is Kate Pittman, and I believe in the power of teachers. Now, this isn't about me. This isn't my moment to share my stories. It is instead our moment to share your stories. A time for me to speak on behalf of the greater portion of this auditorium and reflect on the moments you've changed our lives, because you have. We are blessed to be in a community where knowledge radiates from every person on campus. At Harpeth Hall, you don't need a classroom or the title teacher to make a difference in someone's life. All it takes is a quick tutorial for a good left hook with our security team to learn not only a valuable lesson in self-defense, but also to recognize the strength within yourself. And let's not run from the truth here. Everyone's favorite part of the day is lunch. This is true not just because we love Sage Dining, though their tilapia bar is iconic, but because the smiles on the faces of those who make our food make our day. To Mr. Fox and the entirety of the Sage Dining team, we love you. And let's not fail to mention those who constantly strive to make this school better than it is, like Mrs. Hill, Miss Lemon, and Miss O'Brien. Those who keep this school on track, like the advancement office, and our moms at school, Miss Rogers and Miss Sloan. The Winterim office, who set Harpeth Hall apart from all other schools because of the opportunities and inspiration they bring to our community. An unmatched college counseling team who work tirelessly to keep us sane, and a group of counselors that do more for this school than we can even begin to imagine. And finally, the Bear Cave, who can fix any problem thrown at them, and there's a lot thrown at them. This being said, I know of no other school whose classrooms pulse with such vivacious energy from both its students and teachers as this one. Walls of English halls plastered floor to ceiling with colorful posters and kind words, science labs bursting with life, and a math wing buzzing with wonder. History discussions that carry on to the next class or break because they contain material that genuinely interests the students. Language lectures that push us not to memorize, but to understand. a performing arts department that can evoke our deepest sense of wonder, wellness coaches that make us stronger, both physically and mentally, and a team in Patton that never ceases to amaze. Though we attend a school that prides itself on tradition, we also go to a school that welcomes change and embraces every new person on campus. This year, the high school welcomed 11 new members of staff and 9 in the middle school. New faces from the maintenance team all the way to the math department. Great additions, if you ask me. And while we're on that tough topic known as math, I'd like to take a moment to thank and personally apologize to the entirety of the math department. Your patience, extra effort, and kindness through the past 5 years have empowered me to step into my next chapter, ready to face whatever challenge is thrown my way. And if my struggles in math have taught me anything, it's the importance and simultaneous power of numbers. So now, to show you just what strength lie in numbers, I will pose a few questions to the girls in plaid and ask you to stand when one applies to you. So for those of you whose friends have fallen asleep, now's the time to wake them. Girls, please stand if you have ever had a member of the faculty ask you about your life outside of the classroom because they genuinely care. Dang. Accidentally called your teacher mom, whether they be female or male, because the classroom is like a second home to you. If you've ever stopped and thought about how incredible our 191 members of staff at Our Place Beloved are. Teachers, there are 698 people standing before you, all of whom have had some aspect of their lives changed by you. If that's not power, I don't know what is. Thank you, ladies. You can be seated. And if any teacher has ever shown me just what power teachers possess, it's Dr. Jack. And seeing that his impact reaches far beyond the four walls of my class, I turn to his students and fellow colleagues to assist me in writing a toast to the man who to so many means the absolute most. And yes, it rhymes. Anything less than over the top for this man would simply be a crime. He's a man with a mission, a need for order kind of guy. Dr. Jack cares for my track career way more than I. A singer, a songwriter, and might I say a dancer too? At cross-country meets, he'll pop through bushes out of the blue. The Kennedys? Oh, he's a pro. Is there anything that Dr. Jack doesn't know? Our class is so lucky to have gained one more member. Your song about great kings we will always remember. On a personal note, I'd like to state, being in your class made my year so great. Next year, we'll think of you often as you continue your adventures up in Wisconsin. You'll finish that book, and time with family he'll be spending. So set aside your worry, for this is not the ending. The light you've left here will never diminish, because we carry with us the lessons you've taught us, how to never give up, and we're more than our flaws. It's my belief he now deserves a roaring applause. To my 98 sisters, the past is the present, and our futures, my dear dancing queens, are oh so very bright indeed, thanks to the teachers, faculty, and staff who come here each day ready to give us the tools we need to succeed in this world. To the 698 young women before me, we are sitting in a room surrounded by the men and women we should aim to emulate, the kind of people this world needs more of. Today, I ask you to look around and witness the power of your teachers. See the value and the strength they instill in you and attempt to apply their knowledge in every aspect of your daily life. May we seek to become, to befriend, and to raise people just like them. And finally, to our teachers, one thanks will never be enough. 1,000,000 thanks couldn't come close to accurately expressing the appreciation we hold for you in our hearts. Our gratitude for you is endless. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Jocks, you have a hard act to follow. So it is. Thank you, Kate, for that meaningful, your meaningful remarks, heartfelt remarks today. They were so wonderful. We're so pleased that Mrs. Jocks could join us today because she is the person behind the scenes who works to support us and all of you girls and all of our faculty and all that they do. So I will turn it over to Ms. Jocks at this time.
Thank you, Jess, and thank you, Kate, for your wonderful comments about the power of teaching and your joy and exuberance in your speech. It's electric, so I really thank you. And I know on behalf of everyone in this room, we wish you all the best as you are graduating in a month and going to the University of Alabama, where she's going to study journalism, and I know you will do extremely well. Thank you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my honor and privilege as the chair of the board to celebrate faculty and staff who are being recognized this afternoon. I would like to read, as I did at Mrs. Hill's investiture as the 7th head of school several weeks ago, the faculty core purpose, which is fundamental to Harpeth Hall's learning environment. And this core purpose was developed several years ago by committee and was approved by the faculty, administrators, and board. So it is an all-encompassing piece of work. Our core purpose is to nurture a sense of wonder, to cultivate a will and facility for learning, and to promote cultural understanding, environmental stewardship, and service to others. The pursuit of these goals will inspire students and faculty to combine knowledge with goodness and reflection with action. This is done every single day at Harpeth Hall, not only by the faculty and staff being honored today, but also by every teacher, staff member, and administrator here on this campus. I thank each and every one of you for what you mean to this school. The love of learning instilled here is quite magical. I've observed this through my own learning and then also through my daughter, Lindsay, class of '06, and I cannot tell you how often she attributes her thirst for knowledge, the desire to solve problems and move the world forward. She credits her teachers at Harpeth Hall. Teachers are here early in the morning, giving extra help before school starts. They're teaching their classes, they're meeting at lunch in committees, usually starting new initiatives or working on ones that have already been started, to further the vision of this school. You stay late in the afternoon. You coach a sport, or you sponsor a club or an activity. You write recommendations for your students for summer programs, internships, or for college. There is a lot of time and effort put into those recommendations. You're here on weekends. You spend hours on professional development. Why do you do this? You do this for the students and for this school. You are not expecting accolades for any of this, but they are deserved, and the respect and admiration I have for each one of you is immeasurable. I cannot thank you enough for your impact and your dedication to the students as you help them develop into the best person that they can be. And as they return to this campus after graduation, time and again, I will assure you they will acknowledge their teachers for what they have meant to them as they pursue a fulfilling life, thinking critically, leading confidently, and living honorably. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I congratulate and salute all of you for being such a large part of making Harpeth Hall the school that it is today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Now it's my honor to invite Ms. O'Brien and Ms. Lemon to the stage, and they will commemorate some of our faculty members who have been here for long periods of time. Some of us can't remember being here without them. So we are so excited to have you come forward.
We begin by recognizing 5 members of our faculty and staff who have reached the 10-year mark. Each recipient is honored with a plaque in Suby Hall or in the middle school. Okay, so our first 10-year individual is the official can-do woman at Harpeth Hall. She not only supports our head of school, but all of us at Harpeth Hall with her ingenious problem solving and wonderful wit. Please join me in thanking Ms. Nicola Bullard.
This teacher's middle school classroom has been home to newborn baby chickens, was recently transformed into a human cell, and is a place many students discover their love for science. Mrs. Hassel is all heart when it comes to caring for her students and her advisees. Thank you, Mrs. Hassel.
This teacher's signature warmth, intelligence, and sense of humor shine through in her classes, on the soccer field, and in her work with colleagues. She inspires confidence in her students and is simply beloved by all. Thank you, Mrs. Maggie Lucas.
Me too. That was great. just say this is so much fun. Next, our fearless and exuberant Wintram director, who has built outstanding programs both on and off campus and around the world. Thank you, Jackie Watlington.
Please join us in giving all of them a round of applause. We have one member of our staff who has reached the 15-year mark. Our Director of Annual Giving, whose love of this school is evident in all that she does, whether it is working with important donors, cheering on our students, or even chaperoning a Wintram trip or two. Harpeth Hall is a better place for her being here. Thank you, Mrs. Tracy Campbell.
One faculty member has reached the 20-year mark. In addition to building an outstanding counseling program, she has dedicated herself to creating an inclusive community where all feel welcome and supported. She has advanced our school's important work in diversity, equity, and inclusion. Please join me in giving Mrs. Adams a round of applause.
One faculty member has reached the 25-year mark. In so many ways, this teacher's work touches the heart of our school. Multi-talented, she is a mathematician, our upper school scheduler, a department chair, coach of the year, beloved teacher, master gardener, the list goes on. Please join me in giving our Miss Linden a round of applause.
I'm coming, I promise. And now we'd like to honor someone who's been a little bit honored already, who is retiring from Harpeth Hall at the end of this school year. Dr. Jack, will you please come forward? For 22 years, Dr. Jack Henderson has served as a beloved upper school history teacher, extraordinary coach, trusted mentor. I know it's horrible to stand there when people do this. Trusted mentor and colleague. Known for his dynamic teaching and creative wit, Dr. Jack brings history to life for his students while making time to connect with each of them on a personal level. Hundreds of Harpeth Hall students will fondly remember his vibrant storytelling, his signature vocabulary words, his map quizzes, and his unforgettable winter class on the Kennedys. More importantly, they will remember a teacher who believed in them, who saw their strengths, appreciated their quirks, and who helped them find a love for history. Vibrant and full of energy, Dr. Jack will continue to pursue his passions, including writing novels and spending time with his grandchildren. It's hard to imagine our upper school hallways without Dr. Jack's Tigger-like quick hops, sharp wit, and big smile. We will miss him tremendously, but most of all, we are thankful for the privilege of knowing him, working with, and learning from him. Thank you. The Heath Jones Prize. The Heath Jones Prize for the Promise of Excellence in Teaching is dedicated to A. Heath Jones, teacher and academic dean at Harpeth Hall from 1984 to 1996. It is awarded to a full-time teacher who has had 5 years or fewer of classroom experience and who has taught at Harpeth Hall for 2 years or more. Heath Jones was an exemplary teacher. It is fitting that an award to honor him will honor the next generation of outstanding teachers named for Dr. Jones. The following testimony was sent to Dr. Jones and written by a member of his last Harpeth Hall class, the class of 1996. Teaching and learning are truly at the center of his life. He takes classes whenever he can and is an avid learner from his colleagues and students. His time is devoted to students inside and outside the classroom who rely on him to be there and who risk much knowing that he will be there. His tough grading does not discourage students from taking his classes. His humor is as notorious as the detailed responses he writes to students on their work. Although his academic credentials are distinguished, he teaches his students, not the subject, working to help each one understand the material. He never forgets his students after they leave here, nor they him. This year's Heath Jones Award recipient is well on her way to becoming a master teacher. In her 2 years of teaching at Harpeth Hall, she has demonstrated an admirable commitment to her students in our school program. Her approach to teaching seamlessly balances her penchant for innovation and creative thinking with her inclination to get things done. Most importantly, her students trust her because they know she always has their best interest on her mind and her heart. Most striking is her authenticity with students and the connection she establishes with every girl in her charge. Students know that anything they say or suggest in class will be heard and appreciated. A lifelong learner herself, this teacher had a vision for building community through our school garden and went to work. She installed hydroponic garden units in her classroom and created space for students to observe and ask questions about the process. She went back to school and earned her official certification as a master gardener. And she continues to roll up her sleeves and work tirelessly in the garden. She seems impervious to any obstacle, including scorching hot summer days, when it comes to moving the vision for our school garden forward. She is a trusted colleague and valued for her ability to work well with everyone. Her steady strength and fabulous sense of humor make her the teacher we all want on our team. We are so fortunate to have her sharp intellect and generous spirit in the middle school. Please join me in congratulating Mrs. Amy Emerson. Ellen Bowers Hofstede Chair. The Ellen Bowers Hofstede Chair was established by James W. Hofstede in loving memory of his wife, Ellen Bowers Hofstede. Mrs. Hofstede was a 1934 graduate of Ward Belmont Preparatory School and a 1935 graduate of Ward Belmont Junior College. The chair is awarded for a period of 3 years. Candidates will have demonstrated a high level of distinction in learning and teaching, have earned an advanced degree, and have made a full-time commitment to Harpeth Hall for a minimum of 5 years. It is an honor to speak today about this year's Hofstede recipient. Over the last 16 years, she has inspired her students in their pursuit of STEM education in the upper school. Known for her masterful and dynamic lectures and her engaging classroom presence, she models every day what it is to be a strong female STEM leader. Her detailed preparation for each class is a work of art. She carefully plans each minute, each hands-on activity, and each lab down to the tiniest detail. Then she peppers her presentations with wonderful anecdotes and distills the most complicated of concepts down to layman's terms, providing a welcome into the world of biological sciences, assuring each student that she too can absorb photosynthesis and cellular respiration in a snap. As department chair, she has ably led her department onward and upward, always keeping our expanding curriculum and best practices in mind, while encouraging and inspiring both new and experienced faculty. She has been a leader in the expansion of our science course offerings, including the addition of AP Physics courses, a STEM engineering course, anatomy and physiology, and our own innovative STEM honors research course. For many years, she also served as our Science Olympiad Club sponsor. A devoted colleague, mentor, and teacher, her commitment to excellence in all aspects of her work is unwavering. Would you please join me in congratulating this year's Ellen Bowers Hofstede Chair in Mathematics and Science to Mrs. Lisa King. The Lulu Hampton Owen Chair for Excellence in Teaching. The Lulu Hampton Owen Chair for Excellence in Teaching is awarded annually to an outstanding member of the Harpeth Hall faculty who demonstrates excellence in scholarship, an unusual ability to communicate with students, excitement about teaching and learning, a commitment to the moral and intellectual development of students, and dedication to the life of the school. The appointment is for 1 year and carries with it honor, remuneration, and a Harpeth Hall chair, which serves as a symbol of this award. This year's recipient of this award has met and exceeded every aspect of the above criteria. Her dedication to the life of the school, its faculty and students, has shaped our school for the better over the last 18 years. Indeed, she was an instrumental player in Harpeth Hall's Good to Great initiative in 2005 and led the faculty to create their core purpose statement, which today still affirms, as Mrs. Jock said, the importance of teachers nurturing a sense of wonder and instilling a will and facility for learning in their students. Above all, it beautifully articulates the heart of a teacher and why we are called to do what we do each day. She is the kind of teacher that students gravitate toward, not only because of her passion for history, but because she so clearly understands history's relevance today. A quote that has inspired her and that hangs in the history hallway reads as follows, quote, "Remember sitting in history and thinking, if I were alive then, I would have ... You're alive now. Whatever you are doing is what you would have done." And we see this inspiration in that quote and in her in the way she galvanized our upper school students to become involved in the voting process. Her students send selfies to her of the first time they vote in an election, and of course she proudly displays them on our walls. Over the last 5 years, she has helped students begin their Women in Government Club initiative, and most recently is developing engaged citizens by instructing her students and club members in the art of difficult dialogues, so that all voices feel welcome in discussion. As if she's not busy enough, she volunteered to introduce AP Government into the upper school curriculum and has successfully made it a popular and relevant course. In so many ways, she embodies the very best characteristics of a teacher. She not only has a passion for her subject, bringing it alive today, she also has a love and respect for each of her students in each class each year. Being the mother of 2 Harpeth Hall graduates has given her a special devotion and connection to all girls this age, and she truly meets each of her students where they are. Her brilliance in the classroom shines in the way she opens doors for each girl and never excludes or overlooks anyone. It is my honor and pleasure to award the Lulu Hampton Owen Chair for Excellence in Teaching to Mrs. Bonnie Moses. Okay, let's give a round of applause to everyone. Okay, and Mr. Piles, we're ready? Please join me in singing the Alma Mater.